Many warnings have been given about a new world war starting. This war, different to any other war in history, more horrific and catastrophic, with the use of not only chemical, but biological and even thermonuclear devices. The possibility of these devices being used in this new war will ensure that humanity suffers a far bigger death toll than ever before. Due to the information era and technology and information being freely available on the internet, we, humanity as a whole, have been given the tools to educate ourselves on what the agenda of the elitists, along with our leaders, are. Due to the general literacy and the population being aware of their leaders' goals and agendas being released globally on the World Wide Web, we now have, for the first time, the tools to ascertain our leaders' intentions. This article, which was released on the 27th of the 11th, 2011, shows the former Nixon-era Secretary of State, Henry Kissinger, who reveals to the public his views on what a new world war would look like. Speaking from a luxurious Manhattan apartment, the elder statesman, who will be 89 in May, that was in May 2011, is all too forward with his analysis of the current situation in the World Forum of Geopolitics and Economics. Quote, in this interview he said, the United States is battling China and Russia, and the final nail in the coffin will be Iran, which is, of course, the main target of Israel. He says, we have allowed China to increase their military strength and Russia to recover from Swaziland, to give them a false sense of bravado. This will create an altogether faster demise for them. He says, we, like the sharpshooter, daring the noob to pick up the gun. And when they try, it's bang, bang. Furthermore, he adds, the coming war will be so severe that only one superpower can win. Quote, he adds, and that's US, folks. This is why the EU is in such a hurry to form a complete superstate, because they know what is coming. And to survive, Europe will have to be one whole cohesive state. Their urgency tells me that they are now full aware that the big showdown is upon us. He also adds eerily, oh, how I have dreamed of this delightful moment. Giving advice to the ordinary man, Mr. Kissinger added, if you are an ordinary person, then you can prepare yourself for war by moving to the countryside and building a farm. But you must take guns with you, as the hordes of starving will be roaming. Also, even though the elite will have their safe havens and specialist shelters, they must be just as careful during the war as the ordinary civilians, because their shelters can still be compromised. After pausing for a few minutes to collect his thoughts, Mr. Kissinger carried on. We told the military that we would have to take over 7 Middle Eastern countries for their resources, and they have nearly completed their job. He added, "We all know what I think of the military, but I have to say that they have obeyed orders, superficially this time." He added, "It is just the last stepping stone, i.e. Iran, which will really tip the balance. How long can China and Russia stand by and watch America clean up? The great Russian bear and Chinese sickle will be roused from their slumber, and this is when Israel will have to fight with all its might and weapons to kill as many Arabs as it can. Hopefully, if all goes well, half the Middle East will be Israel. Our young have been trained well for the last decade or so on combat console games. It was interesting to see the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 game, which mirrors exactly what is to come in the near future. With its preemptive programming, our young in the US and the West are prepared because they have been programmed to be good soldiers, cannon fodder. And when they will be ordered to go out into the streets and fight those crazy chins and Ruskies, they will obey their orders. Out of the ashes we shall build a new society. There will only be one superpower left, and that one will be the global government that wins." He added, "Don't forget, the United States has the best weapons. We have stuff that no other nation has, and we will introduce those weapons to the world when the time is right." At that stage, it was the end of the interview. The interviewer was ordered out of Henry Kissinger's room by his minders. So, in summary, is this what we can expect? That humanity has been trained to be cannon fodder, to worship and love war, to savor the moment and look forward to killing your brothers and sisters globally. As Henry Kissinger just stated, their plans are going well. Their armies in the West are obeying the orders given. And though Henry Kissinger, like the rest of the elitists, have their reservations and concerns about their own armies and whether or not they will carry out those orders, they have still performed admirably. The warnings have been given to us, and whether or not we choose to act on the warnings and take good advice by not fighting their wars and not worshipping them, we, the many, the majority, will be annihilated according to their plan. Just like this banner, war, good for few, bad for most. Another famous saying by Bertrand Russell: war does not determine who is right, only who is left. Another saying: either war is obsolete, and men are Birkenstock fully. And lastly, my last quote of the day: the way to win an atomic war make certain it never starts. Omar Bradley. And on that note, I'll leave you for today.